This is the future. Evolution. This is the future. Evolution.
Good morning and what's going on, my friends? Welcome to another Subie Shades video with me on a beautiful morning. Hashtag Team All Blade and hashtag No Blade Left Behind. All I gotta say is Subie smiles to all of you on squad goals. Thank you so much for clicking into our video and for joining me. Hopefully wherever you're watching from today, you're drinking something delicious, and you know I truly appreciate you being here. Come on in, let's do a shave. I'm really excited. We're gonna be talking about a scent that I just got sent by Pete over at Hendrix Classic and Co. Again, this is HC&C in collaboration with Richmond Shaving. This is Cosmic Gentleman. Take a look at the label here. That black on silver, am I right? Talk about beautiful. I love this. I think it's absolutely fantastic. I'm really excited, and this was sent to us by them for review purposes, and I want to give them a huge shout out and a massive thanks, not only for their collaboration, but their friendship. Pete has been back and forth with me so many times recently, and I just have nothing bad to say about the guy. He is truly an enthusiast. He cares about the craft, and I love that he puts so much effort and love into each one of his products. Again, beautiful set. It's going to be releasing here shortly, and it is a fantastic homage tribute to PDM Carlisle. Oh, it's a great one. We're going to be talking about it today. We're also going to be sharing, spotlighting, and talking about this Gillette vintage open comb aristocrat razor that is plated in rhodium now. Originally it had no plating left on it, right? It was really haggard when I found it. I ended up sending it out back and forth. It has a whole history, but in the end, Backroad Golds ended up taking care of us just beyond measure. He made sure that the cap was at least usable. This was a razor that was not functional, and it was absolutely like a paperweight, right? This is a razor that it had seen too much in its days, and it had been sat down, like it was never going to be used again. And he took the razor over after it had some kind of back and forth issues, and ended up making it so that the razor is no longer shaving equally. It has kind of a aggressive side and a non-aggressive side. So today we're going to be using it. I've never used it on channel with everybody here, but it's Open Comb October. It's the perfect time to bust out a Rhodium Gillette Aristocrat Generation 1, if you ask me. I love the razor. It's a beautiful razor, and it does shave now safely, which I'm excited to see today. I'm really excited. We're using some Derby Premium Blacks, and we're sitting on just over 2.5 days of growth. So we're going to see how much it can chomp through. It's going to be great. The scent today, like I said, is based on PDM Carlisle, right? It's an expensive, very, very luxurious scent. It's a very expensive scent. It's a very, very nice, beautifully, it's bougie, it smells luxurious to me. But here's the thing I like about Pete's, and this is the kind of the interesting thing, because there's a couple other different ones that have been released, right, that are PDM Carlisle. For me, the first thing I noticed was the nutmeg playing together with the apple. Now, I've had people recently reach out and say, PDM Carlisle is meant for wintertime. I could see that if the nutmeg interacts with the apple as much as it does with this one. I like that. This is something I wore last night. I actually put it on as I was taking photos, and I was like, I really want to be able to experience it, digest it, and then come to you guys and tell you what I'm smelling. For me, I get a lot of, like I said, the apple, the nutmeg interacting with Tonka Bean. Now, Tonka Bean is an interesting one for me in this scent because it almost is a segue into vanilla. And the segue between Tonka Bean and vanilla, it's harmonious. It's really complex and complete. For me, it overwhelms like the patchouli, the rose, the other tones that are listed in the scent. I just want to mention that when I'm telling you guys I'm smelling something, it's not because I'm missing the other notes. It's because that's what's hitting my nose directly, right? That's what I'm getting. That's what I'm digesting. There are other notes. I'll have those listed here. But for my nose specifically, I love the apple and the nutmeg. The apple nutmeg mixed with Tonka Bean vanilla. It makes it warm. It makes it spicy. It makes it deep. It makes it very rich. It makes it warm, right? That's the only thing that comes out. It's spicy and warm. I love this. Beautiful, beautiful scent. Again, PDM Carlisle. I don't have to say a lot about it because it's a very popular scent, and that's what Pete really stands by. He says, you know, it's a popular scent for a reason. People like this one for a reason. I think it's beautiful, and I love that I don't have to pay the PDM price to wear the frag, right? I know it's not maybe identical, right? Are they ever, right? That's the truth. But when it comes down to it, it smells phenomenal. It does smell bougie and rich and famous, right? Just like I said, Richmond Shaving. Now, Rich Hansen, again, if you haven't looked him up, Beautiful brush turner. Really, I think he does definitely stands himself. He sets himself apart with the amount of work and effort and the brushes he turns out. Right, incredible brush maker, and I love seeing his name on the actual label with Pete Hendrix. Awesome stuff here. Today's lather. Let's talk about it. We used our Phoenix Artisan Accoutrement. This is their Dreamscape Scuttle, and I wanted to try that out today to see what I could do with Pete's base, because I've never tried Pete's base in this scuttle yet. So I was like, I'll try it out. Absolutely just hydrated city, rich, thick, and slick. I can tell you that much. It just runs. It wants to be painted and it wants to shave. I actually run this stuff really hydrated, and I love the way it smells. Just a little bit more for good measure. It smells great. Let's do some shaving. I'm thrilled. Today's shave on the face, phenomenal. You can see here, no nicks, no dings, no irritation, and that is on the full 2.5 days of growth. And vintage razors for me, right? They kind of fall usually in the more medium category. These early Gillettes, I'm telling you, you never know what you're gonna get. And this one, because it had so much disrepair and so many problems, I do not want to make this a review. And if you're watching this right now saying, should I buy an Aristocrat Generation 1 Rhodium open comb razor? I can't give you my honest opinion, because this one honestly is its own unique thing. And I think that's the thing with vintage razors, right? They're almost their own personality at some point after, 60, 70 years of use. They almost are going to all shave unique. And that's my opinion here. My Gillette, that's the Generation 1 that's American, shaves very differently from this one. That's kind of the only default. That's the baseline I have. They're very different from each other, but that could just because of the amount of work, effort, and some of the back and forth that this razor's had. You can see though, oh boy, this is one of my grails. It was one of the ones, if I was to get underneath a rainbow and find a pot of razors rather than gold, this is the one I would want, rhodium gold, right? Just absolutely beautiful, exquisite. And again, this was not plated by Backroad, so it is not the white gold. This is the rhodium plating. It is gorgeous. It just looks like a mirror, like a mirror white, like it's stunning. It really is stunning. And I think it really matches with the label, right? Cosmic Gentleman, right? Why not Cosmic Gentleman with that silver rhodium? Oh, that white rhodium is beautiful with this label. Okay, let's do some shaving. I apologize. I don't want to get too distracted here. The dome shave should be phenomenal. Again, we're using Derby, the premium blacks. And that is because this razor, when I tried it before, right? When I got it back from all the servicing, I went with a really aggressive blade and it was unbearable. It was actually unbearable. And I said to myself, let's try something that's a little bit more mild, a little more toned down. And I tried the Derbys and they were like the perfect match. They have the efficiency for me, but you can see it's super smooth, and I'm getting that with the Derby Premium Blacks. Absolutely fantastic. And I say that because usually with blades, you have to kind of fiddle and fit the right blade and brand to the razor you're using. And I don't feel like that gets called out enough. Too many people are thinking, I'm going to find one blade that I can use in every razor. And that's I think that is the quest, right? None of this one, I have 45 brands trying to match what brand matches and what razor. But for me, I almost feel that this one is very brand specific, and the point in the history that it's lived at this point in its shaving career, it really tends to like a medium aggressive blade, for me at least. I would say this shaves much more aggressively than my Gillette American first generation. And the reason I say that is because when I tried Derbies in that razor, it doesn't tend to give me as close of a shave. This one, absolutely bonkers how good it shaves. Huge shout out to Backroads Gold and the work that they do. Again, this was a razor that was, I honestly, I got told that it was irreparable and damaged beyond like usability, and that it was dangerous. I agree, it was dangerous. It would not secure a blade in place until they got their hands on it, did some work. And I just want to shoot a huge thanks and massive shout out their way, because it really does shave night and day difference, right? And if you have one of these vintage razors and you're worried about having it done right, they're the people that I would recommend to go to 100% of the time, every single time. Fantastic work. Oh, great shave and a great smell. Oh, great smell. This has so much slickness. The absolute, for me, like for when I'm looking for an artisan shave soap, right, I'm going to invest the money in, like Pete says, right, and I love that about Pete. He says it's affordable luxury. You're paying for a luxurious item, right? You want that post shave, you want to have the residual slickness, and stroke for stroke, pass for pass. I love his base. Now, this is not just a collaboration with their brand. This is a friendship, and I just wanted to mention this again, that Pete has reached out to me. We have sat and talked several times. He considers himself, he'll tell you, enthusiast and a person that interacts with everybody in the craft, right? He buys, he trades, he sells. He's a person that's part of the community as much as he is an artisan. I love that, and I love the base. I absolutely love this base. And the shave that I'm getting with the base, oh yeah, this would be worth picking up again. I'm telling you, when I use it with the Wismet Super Iridiums, I actually sat that razor down and said, nope, no more. No more of that. That's very, very wildly uncomfortable. With these mild blades, oh yeah, that's a great, but I'm getting the efficiency. It almost feels like, if you were to ask me, I would tell you, this has the blade fill of the old type. The first three-piece, right, the three-piece old type, this feels to me very blade forward and extremely efficient. You can just see here as I'm doing these ATG strokes. Yeah, this thing's wicked. It's awesome. And it shaves really, really smoothly. Like, you can tell that it's glass. It's like, it's stupid glass. What? Yeah, that's what we're about. That is the life. And we're doing it with the razor that I thought I was never going to get a shave with. So that is awesome. No, I'm not ever going to sell it because of the situation where it's very, very much offset, right? It's definitely not in perfect condition, even though it looks like it is. And that would be deceiving. I don't ever want to be misconstrued, or a person that is, considered, doing something shady, right? And selling something that looks perfect, even though I know it's not perfect, that is the line right there. You don't cross that line, right? So in our communities, selling and trading pages are just something that are very delicate. There's a balance, right? And I don't ever want to cross that balance. So this is going to stay in the den with me. And I can tell you this, at least now it shaves, right? At least now it shaves. The smell today is just, this is the second day, like I said, I've been in it, and it's just beautiful. It's become like something that my nose is like I've been accustomed to, and it likes it. Like, I'm telling you, my wife even got into bed with me last night, and she goes, that's nice. It really is warm. It's inviting. It smells luxurious. It really does. It's a high price point on the scent for the amount of money you're paying. Again, I like the base a lot, and I like the post shave a lot from Pete over at Hendrix Classic and Co. I think the scent is just so nice to have something like that, you know what I mean, for this time of year, where you're kind of in a hoodie, right? This is a scent that I want to put a hoodie up over and have it close to my nose. I like that scent a lot. The nutmeg for me is prominent, and so is the apple, which is really, really enjoyable. We can grab a little bit of the splasher and toss it on, see how we did. That was wicked fast, right? We blew through that thing. That razor flew through the stubble. You can see here, look at the shine. Look at the shimmer. Oh, that's a good shave. And I really do appreciate each and every one of you for being here for it and for making this possible. I just love being able to share this shave with each one of you, even if it's just a vintage razor, right? I know they don't get quite as much interest, but especially because they all do shave so different, but I love being able to do it with you, and I really do appreciate each one of you for being here, sending your positivity. I've had comments, I've had so much enthusiasm recently, and it keeps me going. So thank you guys so much. I hope you have a beautiful day wherever you're coming from, and I hope the rest of your day goes great. Thank you so much. Again, we're going to get ourselves out of here, and just again, massive thanks, huge appreciation for Pete over at Hendrix Classic and Co. It's going to be releasing here shortly, Cosmic Gentleman. It was a phenomenal set, and it was a beautiful shave. And until I do another one, thank you guys for being here, and I'll see you in our next shave. Subes?
This is the future.